Coming to the 11th house in astrology, 11th house can also be called the house of profit or the house of gains. So, gains, under gains, it shows all types of gains, whether the person will gain a name, fame, or recognition. So, let's say a person has 10 and 11, so the person may gain status or recognition up for his work. If the person has 6 and 11, then the person may gain through his service or anything related to 6th house. So 11 shows 11 is the one house that says yes to everything, almost everything. So whether a person will get some or the other thing which he wants, he can check if the person has 11, then the person will get gains. And then coming to elder siblings, relationship with the elder sibling, troubles or problems to the elder sibling, or troubles caused by the elder siblings can also be seen through the 11th house. Wealth. Now, when it comes to wealth and money, here in the 11th house, first, wealth shows all types of wealth. It may be material, sometimes it's even spiritual. So, anything that you gain a lot can be considered in this wealth. So, this becomes one of the houses that grants you all types of wishes. So, this shows any type of wealth, not just materialistic or any particular category. This house is not fixed to any particular category when it comes to wealth. And money, the type of money this house shows is a large amount of money. Now, let's say if a person has 2 active a lot and he doesn't have 11, then the person will have at least a good flow of income, meaning monthly or monthly he might gain, let's say for example, 1 lakh per month every month for a year, and that will be his stable flow of income that can be seen through the second house. Now, coming to the 11th house, the person might altogether gain 12 or 15 lakhs together, and he might it just shows gains. So it shows a large amount of money, and it can also show sudden amount of money, sudden gain of money too, when it's paired with some particular houses. Yeah, when it comes to the 11th house, this falls under the trine 3, 7, and 11. This is Kama trine, meaning Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, and this comes under the Kama trine. So everything related to desires, especially when it comes to wealth, money, can be fulfilled by the 11th house. This is wish fulfilling house. Any wish, good, bad, all the wishes can be fulfilled when this house is present, when 11 is present. This shows fulfillment of desires, any desires, deep desire, dark desire, good desire, all types of desire. And whenever 11 is present, it shows that this you will gain from this house, or you will gain from something you are about to do. Now, let's say someone has 3, 5, 11. That person may do very well in the gaming industry, any games. So if the person had 3, 5, and 8 probably, then the person would have a lot of obstacles and would not gain because 11 is missing. 11th house is the most important when it comes to gaining anything. So desire fulfillment, all types of desires comes under the 11th house. Elevation, 11th house shows profit or being elevated from from a small position to higher position. Yeah, elevation here can show especially materially, and this house generally shows everything material, wealth. If it's paired with the 10th house, then fame, status, elevation in status, paired with two, elevation in the flow of income will only be high. So yeah, any elevation. And when it comes to body parts, shin, ankles, Achilles, calf muscles can also be seen through the 11th house. Now, let's say Mars is sitting in the 11th house and it's placed well, the person might have good muscular capability, no, might have good capability to gain strong and muscular calf muscles. That's just an example. Or if it's afflicted, might have some issues related to the calves. Or if Saturn is afflicted in the 11th house, then it can show weak shin or shin bone. Yeah. 11th is the 6th house from the 6th. So anything related to the 6th house, the fruits or gains or profit related to the 6th house can be seen through the 11th house. And let's say a person is in service industry, then if 11 is present, then it shows a very strong gains or profit, especially coming to anything linked to the 6th house. Because 6th from the 6th house is 11th house. Next, coming to networking. Here 11th house shows these are all the good traits of 11th house. So far 11th house seems like the house that gives hope to a person, especially let's say a person was going through 3, 8 and 12 phase for some time. Let's say he was going through this phase for 3 years, and suddenly when 11 comes and it's no negative planets are present, even if negative planets are present, he will gain for sure. So that gives a person hope. 11th house gives a person hope that things will get better. So yeah, overall this house is providing hope, and overall everything that a person wants can be gained through the 11th house. That's why 11th house is considered one of the most important house, especially when it comes to materialistic things. Okay. So far we saw all the good aspects of the 11th house. People might say this is the best house in the 12 houses, because this shows all type of profit, gain, all the good things that we want. Now, coming to networking and community, they will be very good at networking and building a good social circle. Yeah, and trying to gain new contacts and expand their business or just their connections. This will be a very good thing. Community. When it comes to the 11th house, whenever 11th house is active, or whenever 11th house has a strong push or strong indication on this person's life, or has a strong presence in a person's life, then the person will be bound to community, society, friends, trying to please them, maintaining his status. So many of the negative traits, he'll be a social butterfly. He or she, the person will be a social butterfly. So this shows community. Let's say your religion or caste. Caste comes under religion. So yeah, your caste, like any Brahmin or any of these caste, when 11th house is present, the person will have a strong connection to his community. So this shows that he can have good connection with the community. But the thing is, when it comes to 11th house, the person will be bound, meaning he will always try to be good to the community, try to be pleasing to the community. His life, a person ruled by the 11th house or who has a lot of 11 in his chart will be a community pleaser, a society pleaser, will have a huge friend circle, but none of the friends will be reliable, all fake friends, because this trine, okay, the 3, 7 and 11 trine shows the karma houses, meaning these houses show lower level desires. So let's say this is our plane or our current mind where we are born, and the higher we go, suffering will increase, meaning the challenges increase and you become a better and stronger version of yourself. And the lower we go in chakras, more gains, more enjoyment, more partying. These things can be seen: drinking, smoking. Now, people assume this is fun and this is nice, right? The lower chakras or the houses related to lower chakras. But there is one condition. Let's say you see a person doing or performing a lot of hard work, who's working very hard for many years. He gains nothing in that lifetime, and he just expires after like 60, 70 years of age, having one or two diseases, and he was a very materialistic person who calculated a lot, who wanted to gain a lot, and this person, after 4 to 5 lifetimes of suffering like that, trying to become a very rich person or something, he gains and becomes a king or something. Let's say, okay, I'm very bad at trying. So let's say a king or someone very influential, with a lot of power, money, everything he wanted. So for 5 lifetimes, he works hard and becomes a king. And he does one or two good things and enjoys all his materialistic gifts that he has gained from all his hard work. Now, after being a king for like, let's say, 60 or 80 years, he expires and then comes back to this cycle, and this time it's not going to be 3 or 5 lifetimes of effort. This time it may take 10 times the effort, and this is the cycle and this is the loop people get stuck in whenever it comes to lower chakras or the activities related to lower chakras. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean the person will be, just because the person is involved in society or community, that he is engaging in lower chakras. What I'm trying to say is, suppose he is involved in society and community and has a lot of friends. If he is engaged in good activities, that is okay. Sangha is always good. There is a saying or a term called satsang, which is good, and that involves higher realms or higher chakras. But what happens here is people gain a lot of things, especially when 11th driven people gain a lot of things with very little effort. And this happens because they've already put in a lot of effort, three or 5 lifetimes, and this is just an example. The loop may go on to so many lifetimes of hard work, and the more lifetimes or the more cycles you have finished, the lower and lower you start, like let's say from a very poor person born in a very poor place, and this becomes a cycle. Now in the, let's say in file, this person has finished two cycles, not lifetimes, two cycles. The first cycle was three or two lifetimes, the second is four or five lifetimes. Then this person is still stuck here, meaning this person will go through all of these again, but in a more difficult way. So let's say he has to go through seven lifetimes this time to become a king again. Then this person will be born in a very poor family in one lifetime, and he may gain nothing in that lifetime, just struggling to survive. And he goes on stages like this, and finally ends up in middle class family, and he wants to be luxurious. He wants to be like the Dubai Sheikh we see today, Sheikh, or these Dubai people who are driven by Venus and Rahu. And he wants to become that. He will become that. He will gain all the things he wants, because universe or the higher energies are very kind to us. He will gain everything, but the sad part is, when he gains everything, he gets attached to these things. And once he forms attachment to these things, because these things are very enjoyable, attracting, desired by people, they get stuck in karma houses or the lower chakras. This is one of the very negative aspects of 3, 7 and 11, especially 7 and 11. People who have Rahu in 11 or Rahu in 7, you can see a lot of these negative things with them. Whereas when you go higher and higher, the suffering will increase. At the same time, you become stronger and more capable. And these chakras or these activities look like a fool's parade or a circus to anyone who's climbing up to higher chakras. That's why having 11 in the chart is completely fine, but sticking to all the things that 11 shows and trying to meet all the expectations and trying to please everyone, and all these negative traits of 11 should be avoided as much as possible, because you're spending your entire time where you're gifted for someone else. Yeah, this is one of the negative traits of 11. Now let's say 11 is, what I think is, 11 is best when it's paired with 6 or 8, because this shows challenges or obstacles and a bit of struggles. And when this is present, now let's say 3 3 or even 2, 8 and 11. Now let's say this is present in a person's chart, then 2 shows a good flow of income, 11 shows sudden gains of income and large amounts of income, but 8 shows obstacles or struggles. When a person struggles or goes through obstacle in this world, he gains a lot of wisdom, and he gains the credibility to have this income. So it's like he worked hard for it. If this isn't present, let's say 5 is present, then this shows 2 shows good flow of income, 5 shows enjoyment, fun, all the negative things like gambling, affairs, all the things which people have a very difficult time controlling. And 11 shows, even while doing this, the person will have good flow and a large amount of money. And we can see a lot of people, we can see people who are leading their lives like this. And just be sure that this, when people have such combination, they don't earn the money in this lifetime, but they would have worked hard like 5 or 10 lifetimes to just gain this amount of this type of combination. And right after this combination, they will be the poor person who will be serving. So It's like they go back to becoming a servant. Now, let's say a kingdom, they become a king for one lifetime, and then go back to servant and climb up the ladder again and become a king. So it's like a never-ending loop, loop that people get stuck in just because they want to experience what a king does or a person with a lot of money does. So yeah, this can be one of the very negative houses, especially when it comes to growing or improving spiritually. And I personally think growing spiritually while having 11 is the best thing, because when the person is involved in any type of spiritual activity, it may be just leading a simple yogic life, eating whatever you want, at the same time being detached, practicing any breathing exercises like Kriya Yoga is more than enough to stay away from the negative things and getting attached to the negative things that the world offers. So yeah, trying to have some control in the 11th house is very good, because the charts I have seen, people get stuck in this entire loop because they become society pleasers. They abide by society standards and they set standards for others too. And especially when a person is driven by 11, he, let's say, gets a job at 25, and he buys a car or something at 26, and gets married at 28, buys a house at 28, gets married at 30, because nowadays for marriage house is required. So what I'm trying to say is, when a person has 11, he will gain all these things. And he, since he gains it very easily, he expects everyone else also to gain these things. So let's say a person doesn't have 11 in the phase of 20s, that person could be seen as a failure, whereas that person could be growing in a different category. But 11 people set standards in the society, and they abide, or they follow these standards too. So everything wrong in the society in today's world can be seen by the 11th house. People who have a lot of 11 or influence of 11 have set these standards in this society, especially Indian community or Indian communities, Indian society in general. So many standards set in this society is because of so many people gifted with 11. And just a reminder, they will be born in a lower or very difficult situation from the next life. Especially, you can see people driven by 11th house, they are rarely very decent. Especially in this world, in this time when so much of tamas or rajasic guna are present in every aspect of our life. Just you can just try to find Jain food or no onion garlic food in Bangalore or any of the cities like Mumbai, Kolkata. You'll find out that almost it's rarely very easy or just easy to find proper foods, and that shows how much tamas has entered this society or this era. And when this is present, when and people are busy in the lower chakras, especially driven by 11 or 3 or 7, they get stuck in the lower chakras because they get addicted, and they keep getting this dopamine hits while they flex or they show off their gains to the society. So 11th house has a lot of negative things which people completely ignore. So whenever 11 is present, the person should be as grateful and as generous and as humble as possible, because being this, the person won't go down in the this thing. Won't be born again as a poor person or something. When a person is gifted with being a king, and that person is a very good king, and meaning being generous, kind, and not comparing or judging others, when this happens, 11th house is very good because this helps a person grow, and having wealth, this person having wealth and having gifted 11th influence in the next lifetime also, this person can still rise up. So even a lot of yogis, especially yogis and saints like let's say Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, will have some influence of the 11th house, because even after the person has passed away and it's been like 100 years or so, I'm not exactly sure, but the person's organization still keeps getting money in his name because he started it, or the organization was started around him. The 11th house's influence still remains. Even Vivekananda, and I've seen many yogis charts where they have a lot of planets, like let's say 3 planets in the 11th house, and when that happens, this person or this yogi, let's say he's just a simple guru in some corner of the world, people will still keep donating, or people will still keep going to him asking for simple advices and give him a lot of money, because he's simply gifted by 11th house. So it can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. What you use this house for is very important. Being a good person and having a lot of 11th house, you can still climb up to the higher realms. Climbing to the higher realms is the goal, which we happen to forget. We just think climbing the food chain or the ladder in society is what we are designed for, but that is unfortunately the negative aspect of the 11th house. So yeah, 11th house shows community, problems with the community, good things or gains from community, society, gains from society, problem with the society, and all the good and bad things, everything related to society, community, and friends can be seen through the 11th house. Now friends can be seen through Mercury in both male and female chart, and friends can be seen through the 11th house. So afflicted 11th house shows can show troubles from friends. Now especially when it comes to this one particular combination, when the combination is Mercury and Rahu. Mercury shows friends, Rahu shows problems. So if the person has a lot of friends, he they will almost 99% of the friends that person has will all betray him in some or the other way. Because I've seen a person personally who has suffered a lot, who even expired because he had this particular combination and he had a very horrible friend circle. Yeah, Mercury and Rahu is one of the troublesome combinations when it comes to this. So having a good circle will be very beneficial to the same combination. Having good set of friends will make a Mercury Rahu's life actually easier, because instead of giving trouble, they will give the guidance or the wisdom Rahu will have. So yeah, here 11th house also shows friends or gains, loss through friends. Affliction in the 11th house shows all the negative things that can happen because of friends. Now coming to social circle, yeah, everything related to social circle, whether this person will have a good social circle or a reliable social circle can be seen here. If a person is extroverted or introverted and will have a lot of reliable friends or people in general, or will have unreliable people in his social circle, can be seen through the 11th house. And profit, all types of profit, any category of profit can be seen through the 11th house. 11th house shows any profit, any gain, any desired fulfillment. So this house can be used very positively. If it's activated or if it is active in a person's face, this can show a lot of positivity, and trying to be decent during this phase is very important. And this is a step ahead of astrology whenever I explain this negative aspect of 11th house. That's why you rarely see people explain the 11th house's negative aspects. Yeah, because that goes into the next realm, that is astrology. Astrology is just like a gate, and once you cross this gate or this step, and enter, then you enter into spirituality. So astrology becomes the base to enter into spirituality in a way, just in one path. There are hundreds of paths when it comes to spirituality, but yeah, astrology opens a gate to into spirituality. That's why when you think of it from the spiritual angle, 11th house is good if used properly. If not indulging in any of the 11th house's activities is actually even better. Because the person may gain a lot of negative karmas when it comes to 11th house, because simply the person is gifted in this lifetime and he or she assumes that they are the gods in general and they are the reason they have things in their life. Yeah. So there are good aspects and negative aspects to the 11th house. I've tried to mention most of the things which I could think of. Yeah, this covers the 11th house.